Valve's Steam Deck will allow you to take your Steam library anywhere. Here's everything you need to know before launch. We should probably kick this video off by answering the most important question you might have. What even is a Steam Deck? Well, it's a handheld console designed for PC gamers to access their Steam library when they're untethered from their main computer. Like if a gaming laptop had a little baby with a Nintendo Switch. What's inside? Let's talk about specs. The Steam Deck is equipped with an AMD APU, combining a Zen 2 CPU with an RDNA 2 GPU. That RDNA 2 GPU is the same one inside the PS5 and Xbox Series X and Series S, just with a little less compute units compared to the next-gen consoles. But it's still pretty impressive stuff. There's a 7-inch LCD touchscreen with a 1200 by 800 resolution, 16 gigs of RAM, and 3 different storage capacities: 64, 256, and 512 gigabytes. All of the 3 models have the same RAM and APU, so the only difference between them is how quickly you'll be accessing installed games and how many you can install, plus a few extras. I'll get to that in a minute. A quick note on Steam Deck storage options, by the way. The 64 gig base model uses eMMC storage versus faster NVMe storage on the 2 higher end models. So if you think you really want one of these and you plan on playing bigger, more resource intensive games that take up a lot of disk space, factor that into your decision-making process. You'll thank me later. The design of the Steam Deck itself is pretty rad, if a tad bulky looking. Aside from the touchscreen, it has a micro SD card slot for storage expansion, 2 precision trackpads underneath the analog sticks, a dedicated Steam button, and 2 additional buttons on the back of the device. That's on top of the standard bumper/trigger combo on top. The USB-C port on top isn't just for charging. You can actually plug in peripherals like a keyboard, or if you're feeling extra saucy, a freaking fight stick. If you want more ports, there's even the Steam Dock, a sold separately accessory that basically turns your Steam Deck into a desktop PC running Linux with additional ports. Now you know what it is and what's inside. Still interested? Let's talk about what you can do with the Steam Deck and what you can't do. The Steam Deck runs on a custom Linux distribution, SteamOS, which means this is a full-fledged portable PC with a custom operating system. Proton is the compatibility layer that makes it possible for Windows games to run on Linux hardware, and Valve says their goal is to get every single game on Steam in playable condition at 30 frames per second or better on the Steam Deck. 100% of Steam. That is an incredibly ambitious goal, but the key word here is playable. Will it be glorious high-res 120 frames per second gaming? Probably not. But playable is playable, so I have to give Valve credit where it's due. But Steam is only one game store. What about everything else? Epic, Xbox, Origin, Uplay, Battle.net. Well, I am going to let Valve answer that themselves. Take it away.
And Steam Deck is not a walled garden. You can install whatever you want on it, including other apps and OSs.
That's right. If you want, you can technically wipe the entire thing and install Windows on it. It's a PC, remember? Genuinely one of the coolest, most open portable consoles out there. So huge kudos to Valve for not locking everything down, which I think is a major win for users. Give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see us install Windows on a Steam Deck in a future video. So theoretically, you can take this thing anywhere and play anything, right? Even offline? Well, kind of. Obviously, you'll have to be online to download a game to the Steam Deck, and if you want to play online multiplayer, well, I hope I don't have to spell that one out for you. If you're offline, you'll also need a local save file, or you'll need access to the game while connected to the internet in order to load a cloud save before starting an offline session. Valve also says some games are required to be launched in online mode as part of initial game startup before they'll work in offline mode, usually because of some required update either to Steam or the game itself, so make sure you have all your day zero updates or day one patches fully installed before you go on a big road trip or to a cabin somewhere without internet access. Oh, and one more important caveat. Some games employ anti-cheat measures, and they need to be specifically configured for Steam Deck for the game to work. Now, if you're still with me, you're probably pretty interested in getting a Steam Deck. How much and when can you get it? The Steam Deck is competitively priced starting at $399 for the base 64GB model, $529 for the 256GB model, and $649 for the 512GB model. All of them, again, are the same. They come with a carrying case, but the two pricier versions do have a few extras. I know the top of the line model has a premium screen. Anti-scratch might be a good idea. You can pre-order one right now for just $5, but your pre-order won't actually get you a Steam Deck when it launches officially on February 25th. Cue the sad trombone music, please. Yeah, sad. Initial pre-orders opened up in the summer of last year and quickly pushed out the ship date. At the time of this recording, anyone pre-ordering a Steam Deck isn't going to get it until, quote, after Q2 2022, according to Valve's landing page. Now, I don't actually know if that means starting in Q3, which would mean July of this year, or if it means after the start of Q2, which would be sometime after April 1st. Either way, it's still a bit of a wait to get one, but it only costs $5 to hold a spot in line, and when it's your turn, you'll get an email from Valve to confirm your order and pay the final balance. So there's not too much risk if you're interested but not quite ready to commit. However, some corners of the internet have noticed that Valve hasn't exactly been, well, successful when it comes to some of its previous hardware attempts over the years. Yes, the Index is a great VR headset, but do you remember Steam Link? Steam Controller? And maybe the biggest flop of them all, Steam Machines. I can see where some folks might be hesitant about Steam Deck and take a decidedly wait-and-see approach to its release and reception. No one's gonna blame you there. Day one pre-order, late to the party but excited, or waiting to hear a more thorough verdict from your friends and favorite content creators before placing an order. Drop your thoughts down in the comments and be sure to subscribe to CNET's YouTube channel for more great tech videos just about every day of the week. I'm Ashley Esqueda. Be good humans.